Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bong. Them a go down, bong. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are pledge of allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
Like a multi-million-dollar award where him get, or him give himself, is he going to spend to help the people? I have committed because I don't feel comfortable now say rank and file police officer, rank and file teacher, correction officer, etc. Even if them get what appears to be a big money, all of the allowances when them roll in to make that money they fat, them tax the whole of that now. When they check a stock, take home pay what them get compared to before, it's just marginally higher. So them not feel comfortable, them not feel justified. Many of them feel demoralized, demotivated, and all we know we have a problem keeping good people in the public service. Teachers, nurses, police officers, etc. Great Prime Minister talk about him have to pay politicians 200% and 300% increase to get good people to come in politics. Since when you go in politics to make money unless you're a thief? Since when you go in politics to make money unless you're a damn thief?
There is no doubt that the increase announced by Nigel Clark last Tuesday of the salaries for MPs and ministers is exorbitant and cannot be justified in our context. First of all, it will result in the pay of top elected officials in Jamaica being way out of whack, much higher than our regional counterparts. And there's no justification for that because we're, in many respects, a poorer country than our regional counterparts. If you look at the size of our economy and the number of people and you divide one into the other, the GDP per person, per capita, in Jamaica is far lower than the regional counterparts that I'm comparing us with, and there's no justification for our top elected officials being paid significantly more than our equivalents are paid in those countries. Furthermore, in the public sector restructuring exercise, the people in the middle, the rank and file teachers, police officers, etc., they came out of it feeling underappreciated, demotivated and demoralized. You can't just compare their gross pay because when you take into account all the allowances they used to get are now taxed, their net pay is not significantly higher than what they were earning before. When you compare this with the senior people in the public service, it has created a gross inequity in the system, which needs to be addressed and corrected. So this whole thing needs to be revisited. The pay award announced by the minister should not be implemented.
It's unjustifiable for Jamaica to be paying its political class at levels which are way out of whack. How do we justify giving such a huge increase overnight to the political class? You chose to fix salaries off of the highest subcategory of the highest band in the public sector wage scale under the new restructuring. And the result has been huge increases never seen before, as far as I'm aware, in the history of Jamaica for elected officials. The country is not accepting it. We must not go forward with it in this form. Revisit it.
Some independent group of persons, economists, and others should look at this issue and make a recommendation that can then be debated, and hopefully the society will accept it and then it can be implemented. Now, the reality is that we in the opposition had no say in the matter. We didn't have any discussions with the government about the pay for politicians. We weren't consulted about that. And it was just announced last week, Tuesday. And it's not an offer. It's not something that we can accept or reject. It's going to come into our bank account, I believe, this month for the first time in May. We did not receive this prior to May.
Well, the way the government payment system works is that MPs and ministers are paid through Parliament. Cut-off for processing of salaries is usually around the 15th of each month. There is no mechanism to give back the money to the government. There's no account that you can take a salary and give back. Because giving back the money to the government means that you would have to, the TAJ taxes that they draw for your salary, 30% above about $6 million, you'd have to get that back from the TAJ. You'd have to pay back the MHP contribution, you'd have to pay back the education contribution, the health insurance, you'd have to pay that back as well. So to give back money is really not practical. The only way you can not get paid is if you resign.
And payday hasn't come yet. But when it comes, the money will just come into our account. So we are not in a position to accept or reject it. All we can do is redirect it when it comes to the extent that we feel that's an appropriate thing to do. And I've already said what I intend to do with 80% of my increase. I am therefore calling on the Prime Minister to instruct the Minister of Finance not to proceed with the increases that have been announced. Roll it back and refer the matter to an independent panel who can consider the whole situation afresh, taking into account the importance of the principle of equity across the public sector in relation to compensation, and also taking into account where the Jamaican economy is at and what is really affordable by our country at this time. Their recommendations can then be debated, and hopefully the society will accept the outcome and we can move forward.
Investing in a stronger PNP is quick and easy. Here's how you can make your contribution. Just Google pnp.org.jm, click the donate button, then choose an amount of your choice. Enter your card details, press donate now, and that's it. You can also make a direct deposit to our NCB account via an ATM or in branch to PNP admin, branch Matilda's Corner. The account type is checking. Currency is Jamaican dollars. Account number 372-410-701 and SWIFT details JNCB-JMKX. Be sure to send an email to our treasurer at kisha.anderson@pnp.org.jm just to let her know the amount you have deposited. Or drop by our party HQ at 89 Old Hope Road, Kingston 6, and a member of the Secretariat will be happy to accept your contribution. No amount is too small to help make your party strong. A strong PNP makes a strong Jamaica. PNP for me. PNP for you. PNP for Jamaica. PNP ready. PNP strong.
PNP strong.
Once again, we see this government creating problems for itself and for the people of Jamaica by making announcements and doing things without the necessary preparation being laid. So we've spent billions of dollars to introduce these new banknotes, and now we're being told that they can't be introduced because the existing ATM machines can't accommodate them and will have to be retrofitted, and that's going to be causing further delay. You know, this is a year later after the famous announcement of it to much fanfare by the Minister of Finance back in March 2022. And now we have the Prime Minister driving fear into people by saying that we're going to go fully digital. And that involves digital currency issued by the central bank and the phasing out of cash and so on. And this is in a society where many people don't have internet access still, and where cash is very much used, especially by less well-off people. And many people don't have bank accounts, many people don't have access to banking services. Now, the truth is that the digital currency is going to be an option that people can use. It cannot be mandatory. There's nothing in the law to make it mandatory at this point in time. But the way it's being sold is as if it's imminent and it's going to replace cash in the near future. And of course, there's no preparation for that. The central bank issued some digital currency a year ago and it's hardly taken off. People are really not using it. The adoption of it by the population has been relatively slow. You know, the Prime Minister needs to calm down and move in a more measured way and take the people along with full understanding that this is not going to imperil them or put them at some kind of disadvantage.